Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? D546. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. Alright, so we have to address this Daniel Jones stuff. First, I'm going to start off with Stephen A. Smith. Now, Stephen A. Smith, man, Stephen A. Smith, he's got to deal with my mama's cooking. He got to deal with Kwame Brown right now. So Stephen A. Smith is flustered right now. He likes to sit back and talk trash about people and, you know, demean people as human beings and stuff over this sports stuff. But anyway, Stephen A. Smith is once again completely outlandish, out of the park, completely kooky. I mean, the dude is missing some stuff going up in his head. I don't understand what's going on with Stephen A. Smith. Because anytime he has a chance to take a shot at the Giants, which, you know, he's a Steelers fan, but he always likes to say, these are my two New York teams. I like New York. So he still tries to root for the Giants and the Jets when it's convenient. But when the Giants aren't coming off of a Super Bowl, all of a sudden Stephen A. Smith is quiet. You know, I mean, he's not quiet. He opens his big mouth and he starts talking trash about the Giants. And I just don't get it, man. Are you a supporter of New York teams or are you not? I mean, let's be real here. But Stephen A. Smith said that Daniel Jones this year, I think he said he guarantees it, that Daniel Jones this year will be the fourth best quarterback in the NFC East. Now let's look at this division here. We got Dak. Dak is at the top. I'll give him that top spot off of default just because he's the most proven guy, but he's coming off of an ACL. He's not a mobile running quarterback. Well, he did get hurt running, but you know, he's not a guy that you're running, you know, a bunch of times a game, but he's not a statue. So we're going to see how that affects him. We're going to see how he moves, how he adjusts to taking hits, how he can plan off of that foot to throw. We'll see all of that stuff, but I'm not worried about Dak. I mean, I see myself as a very realistic fan when it comes to, you know, other quarterbacks in this division. I think that Dak is the best quarterback in this division until proven otherwise. So that part is squared away. So Max Kellerman said he'll be better and, you know, Daniel Jones will be number 2 if he plays a good game, if he plays a good season. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Looking at the other quarterbacks in this division, Daniel Jones has to be the second best quarterback in this division, first off, by default, because you got Jalen Hurts there. I mean, the dude had 4 starts, 9 fumbles. Well, you know, we call them Jalen Fumbles over here. It's Jalen Fumbles. He can't hold on to the football. Every time he gets touched, the ball just, you know, it's rolling down the street. So let's keep it real. We got Jalen Fumbles in this division who can't hold on to the football. And then going into this next season, and I'm joking, I'm just saying Jalen Fumbles because they love to talk about Daniel Jones when they haven't looked in the mirror and seen that their quarterback can't hold on to the football and that Daniel Jones has vastly improved on holding on to the football. But if I'm going to keep it real about Jalen Hurts, I liked what I saw from him at points last season. He was a good leader for the Eagles, but it remains to be seen how good of a thrower he can be. I don't think he's so dynamic of a runner that he can, you know, take his team to the playoffs and take his team to big stages just by being primarily a runner. I don't think he can do that. And like I said, we'll see how good he is as a thrower. He had a ton of games where he, you know, didn't complete 50% of his passes. Well, he played 4 games, but overall, I think he was around 52 or 53% completion. Now, listen, I'm not looking at a stat sheet, but I know he was in the 50s. I think the low 50s for his completion percentage. So Jalen Hurts has a lot to prove. Now, I'm not going to just say he's just, you know, he's trash because I'm trying to keep it as realistic as possible. I'm not going to say that I know that Jalen Hurts is going to be a, you know, a big mistake and a bust for the Eagles, but I am saying that he has a lot to prove, and he has proven a lot less than Daniel Jones. You look at Daniel Jones' rookie season and put that against most rookie seasons in NFL history, as far as touchdowns, as far as production, as far as, you know, everything he did. Yes, he had the fumbles, but I mean, the interceptions, he threw what, 12 interceptions to 24 touchdowns, and he threw 24 touchdowns in 12 games. That's what people don't understand. He did that in 12 games. And people like to say, he got all of his touchdowns in 3 or 4 games. But guess what? That's how you get a lot of touchdowns. You think you get a lot of touchdowns by having a whole bunch of games with 2 touchdowns and 1 touchdown? That's not how it works. So yes, he had multiple 4 touchdown games. I think he had 3 4 touchdown games, 1 5 touchdown games. But Daniel Jones had a great rookie season. So building off of that, he switched offensive coordinators. His receiving core got worse. And it just ended up being a train wreck last year. But you still saw the growth in Daniel Jones in his second year for how he was scanning the field. Pretty much how he just operated as a quarterback from the pocket, the decisions he was making. You saw a lot of growth there. So I think he's above Jalen Hurts just because of that. And this is just me being, not acknowledging the upside, that the fact that we've gotten Daniel Jones, Kenny Golladay to start off, Kyle Rudolph, who's going to be that safety blanket at tight end that Daniel Jones hasn't had since Pat Shurmur actually used Caden Smith in the offense. He's going to have Kadarius Toney, the rookie that we just got in here. He's going to have John Ross, the speedster that we're going to throw out there sometimes and just let him just run. Just let him run past the defense, and hopefully he'll catch the ball. But Daniel Jones has gotten a lot of new weapons. And that's just, me saying that he should be better than Jalen Hurts just because of his resume so far, or, he should be considered better at this point. That's being conservative because I'm not acknowledging the fact that we've gotten him pretty much a new receiving core because we were so bad last year. And then moving on from that, Ryan Fitzpatrick, really? First off, I'm going to ask Washington fans, if anybody, I don't like to make bets online, but listen, I guarantee you that you will not be able to find a Washington fan that is going to make a serious bet that Ryan Fitzpatrick will play more than 8 games for Washington. How are you seriously convinced that Ryan Fitzpatrick is not going to be benched? Because he gets benched every year. He gets benched every year. You got Heineke there. You got Fitzpatrick there. You got, I think you still got Kyle Allen there. We don't know what's going on at quarterback in Washington. We don't understand what's going on there. They could have very high quarterback play from Ryan Fitzpatrick, or they could be horrible. I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick is pushing 40 at this point. He's like 39 years old. So not everybody's Tom Brady. Not everybody's Tom Brady. And the cliff has always been happening with Ryan Fitzpatrick because he goes low and then he goes up. But we'll see. It's really a big question mark. What is Ryan Fitzpatrick going to do? We don't know. So there's no reason to ever put Ryan Fitzpatrick over Daniel Jones when Fitzpatrick, we don't know what we're going to get from him at all. We really don't. So to say that he's the 4th best quarterback in this division, Stephen A. Smith, you're like I said, it must be his mama's, mama's cooking that's doing all of this, because Stephen A. Smith, he's not really talking about anything. It doesn't make any sense, and it just goes to show you that ESPN is pushing a narrative. I mean, you see them bring up the Giants, not even just Daniel Jones. You see them bring up the Giants and then host like forcing laughter. Like you can see them obviously forcing laughter because the network or whoever the producers are for First Take, they're telling them, listen, you need to, over exaggerate because New York is a big audience and we want people like, D546, not specifically me, not like they're watching my stuff, but we want people to make videos about it. We want people to talk about this, and they got what they wanted because I'm talking about it. But that's why they have their show. And then moving on from that, to close it off on a high note, Daniel Jones has been working with a quarterback coach, I'm pretty sure. He's been posting videos of Daniel Jones. He said they've been working for 3 months, I'm pretty sure. And Daniel Jones is working on his footwork, working on his pocket mobility, working on transitioning from being a pocket passer to running, to rolling out with the proper form, turning your body the right way. All of the great things that you need to be a mobile quarterback in the NFL, Daniel Jones is doing. Maybe I'll have a video on the screen while I'm telling you this stuff. If not, I'll link this so you all can see it. But Daniel Jones is putting in that work this offseason. He is putting in that work. He's showing up to OTA. Of course, as a quarterback, you're supposed to do it, but it's voluntary. He's showing up to that. He had the workout with the receivers this offseason, I think in Arizona. He has been doing everything he's supposed to be doing. He's doing this workout with this quarterback coach, and I cannot wait to see him in training camp, in the preseason, and then week 1 against the Broncos. I think Daniel Jones is going to have a great season this year. I don't think we're going to have any more discussions about what Daniel Jones is by probably about week 5 or week 6 in this season. I really think he's going to come out firing because we got the Denver Broncos. Yes, they're going to have a good defense. They're going to have Chubb. They're going to have Von Miller. But I just think we're going to have so much firepower, and it's such a nice game to start off with. Not really any pressure. I think it's a 1 o'clock game. So we're going to start off with that. I expect DJ to have a huge game. And then going into Washington, like, it's Washington. No matter what they do to their team, no matter how good I think their team is, I just don't see Washington having any issues with this, especially if Saquon is healthy. But I expect DJ to come out firing. I expect him to have a great season. And he's going to prove these haters wrong. Please, guys, if you're a DJ supporter, keep note of all of the DJ haters because we're going to hold them accountable. We're going to hold them accountable. They're not going to just be able to just switch over and just say, go Daniel Jones, go Giants, and act like they always believed in them. We're going to hold them accountable. We got to screenshot these things. We got to keep receipts because the Daniel Jones hate is real, even in the Giants community. So, guys, please help me hold all of these people accountable because Daniel Jones is about to explode this year. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.